As you see the Trojans coming onto the field of play here at UDA as we get prepared for tonight's action in the scheme of trying to pick up our first victory tonight, as the Trojans have been nipped twice here, scoring only 7 points in 2 ball games, and so the Trojans are going to have to get a little more offense going tonight as they take on these East Juniata Tigers, which have a 1-1 record, losing to Newport in the last 4 seconds of their ball game and then beating up on Carson Long last week, or a week before. So they're 1-1. Trojans 0-2, and be a nice way to pick up a ball game tonight here and pick up a victory. So we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment. The officials have just arrived on the field, and they'll be having the meeting at the center of the field here to determine who's going to do what as we get ready to kick off here in just a moment. Okay, we have Smeltz 56, Hunsberger 71, and Loesch number 11 out there as our co-captains tonight. We do have some numbers for some of the Tigers, but we'll pick them up as we go along. The toss of the coin has been made, and we'll find out who won. It looks like they may be, well, they're talking to both of them, so it's hard to tell. But it is a beautiful evening for football here at UDA. That's for sure, as the referee separates them now, and the Trojans will be defending the north goal. Actually, they have won the toss and elected to receive, so they'll be traveling north to south here at the old ballpark. And as I said, a beautiful night for anything, and particularly football. A little bit of clouds coming in now, and it is going to be a welcome rain tomorrow and probably on Sunday, but for tonight should be a very calm, very beautiful evening here for football. The wind is not a factor at all. In fact, there is no breeze. The flag is hanging pretty much limp up there at the high school, and so we'll be set for a good evening of football, we hope. We'll find out here in just a moment as the Tigers will kick off to UDA. It's going to be Tom Booth back there on the far side of the field to receive the kick for UDA, and on the near side of the field, Austin Markle standing back deep right around the Trojan end zone. So here comes the opening kickoff of our ball game. Number 2 gets a foot into it, drives it right down the middle, where it will be picked up here at the 5-yard line. Markle to the 10 and up to the 15 and dives ahead to the 20-yard line. And the Trojans will put it in play right there. So run back of about 15 yards for Markle, and the Trojans starting off on their own 20-yard line. Green will be at quarterback tonight with Matt Loesch in there as a running back. And also Joe Clark, number 28, will be in there for UDA. Clark, he'll line up as a, well, in fact, now Clark's coming off the field. So Clark is not in there. They'll line up with Booth as the fullback. And this is going to be Loesch, and Matt got about a yard maybe on the carry that time over the right side. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Twee Eddie had been in there fullback for that play, but now he comes out as Joe Clark at the fullback spot. Clark has the handoff over the left side. He goes with it. Clark with a good gain. Joe Clark down to the 50, down to the 40, down to the 35. Joe could go all the way. A 79-yard touchdown run for Joe Clark. And that sets the crowd into a frenzy over here now as the Trojans score on their second offensive play, and Joe goes about 79 yards for that one. And a very, very nice run that time for sure. Joe burst through there, had some good blocking in front of him, and really took advantage of it, and then outraced everybody down that left sideline. So excellent way to start the ball game. The Trojans will try the extra point. They're going to try to kick it. It'll be Markle kicking out of the hold of Stephen Green. Placement's down, kick is up. Kick is a line drive. Is it good? It is good. All right, so the Trojans score very early here now and take a 7-0 lead. Well, we played 54 seconds into tonight's ball game. The Trojans on top, 7-0. Right back with the Trojan kickoff in just a moment. Well, Joe Clark, who just moments ago scored that first touchdown for UDA, is tee it up here and kick off for the Trojans following the first touchdown of the ball game. Joe's been getting into him pretty well on the kickoffs, and See how he makes out here tonight. We'll have to see what kind of a defense we can play now. Defense has been rather porous in the last couple of ball games, and so see if the Trojans can put a defense on these Tigers tonight. Here's Joe's kick. Down the middle it goes. Taken out here at the 20-yard line. Not too deep that time. He'll run it out to about the 33 or 4-yard line before he's tackled in there by a number of Trojans. Klauser in there along with 31 and 64. 31 being that Tom Booth, and 64 Anthony Hoover. So first and 10 now. They'll start at their own 33-yard line. First and 10 on the 33. Quarterback is Walchuk. He's number 3. 13 rather. Hands it off up the middle. Not much on that. Maybe a yard or so. It'll be second down. Again, that time that Ryan Langan's in on the stop for UDA. It'll be second down and 8. Hoover and Loesch also in on the stop for the Trojans. Ball right now at the 35. 3 is the running back. He's not the quarterback. Pitch back here. Wow, almost lost it. 12's got it in a big hold in the backfield, and the referee found it. Found the hold, and he called the hold almost immediately. They were being hugged to death back there. It's just off to the right of the picture. Unfortunately, I don't think you see it on here, but I could see it with my naked eye. Pardon the expression. Anyway, ball goes back to the 29-yard line. A loss of 6 on the play. Well, no, they spot it. Let's see. Well, that's they don't have it spotted. A hold is the call. It'll be declined by the Trojans, and they'll take the loss back to the 29-yard line. So about a 6-yard loss on the play. It'll be 3rd and 14. 10-12 remaining here in the opening period. Just begun here now. The Trojans looking pretty darn good so far tonight. 61 in there is Mace. Drew Mace. 63. Alec Peters. So they center the middle of that Trojan line and do a heck of a job. Alec digging in there. Pitches back over this way. 40 wants to throw one. Fires one downfield at the runner, or the receiver slipped down back there. And so it goes to an incompletion and will bring up a 4th down. And the Trojan defense looking very well here in the first series as they're going to force the Tigers to punt it out of there. Punter will be stepping up to around his own 25-yard line to get this one off. Flag on the play, and a spiral punt comes down this way and got to take a UDA roll, and it'll go out of bounds down here at the 47-yard line. But there is a penalty back here, and let's see what the heck this is. It's illegal motion against East Juniata, so the Trojans will probably take a re-kick. And we'll see. The ball's on the 47-yard line, though, but that's not bad. But if they can send them back a little bit. Here's the call. Illegal procedure on there, declined. The Trojans elect to take the ball on their own 47-yard line, and so it'll be 1st and 10 UDA. Eddie lines up as the running back this time behind Joe Clark, who is behind Stephen Green, the quarterback. Flankers out on the far side of the field for UDA. Green looking to throw, drops straight back, plenty of protection, fires one downfield, man out here, it's tipped in the air and intercepted. Number 5 will bring it back for the Tigers, and there's a clip out here, but is it called? Yes, it is. There's a clip down here. I think that one we might have been able to see. So the Tigers will have the ball, but they're going to march this one back about 15 as the ball is now out at the 39-yard line of East Juniata, but this one's coming back 15 more, and the Tigers will put it in play back around the 24 or something like that. We'll see what they do. Well, the initial signal was against the Tigers, but the official had it goofed up, I guess, so they put the flag on the Trojans, brings the ball to the 49-yard line of East Juniata, where they'll put it in play 1st and 10. Quarterback wants to dump one over there. It's complete to 35, and he'll dive ahead for a first down to the 40-yard line of UDA. It'll be 1st and 10 on the quick hitter that time from the quarterback there to that number 88, Howell. The quarterback. He'll pitch it over this way to that 3 guy, and he is hit immediately as I think Loesch got a hold of him first in there. Matt Loesch with a good stop that time for UDA, hitting him right at about the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down, no gain on the play. Good job by Matt from his linebacker position. Timeout for something, I'm not sure what. Something on the other side of the field is amiss here. Got some EMTs or whatever looking at a young fellow over there for the Tigers. Okay, so time momentarily called, official time, and now they'll put the clock in play again. 8:40 remaining here in the first quarter. Trojans up 7-0. Walchuk hands it off to number 3, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield as that little bit of a mix-up back there, and it ended up with the number 3, Gessner, just running into his own quarterback and a bunch of other people. So whole mess of Trojans in there. Loesch again and Hoover, and loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 12. So on a 3rd down and 12 now, the Trojans again looking for a big defensive play here this time. Walchuk wants to throw, dumps one over this way. It is caught by number 35, and he is down to the 14-yard line. He went over top of a couple of Trojans that time to haul that one in, and that's at Willow, and Willow gives the Tigers a big lift there as he takes the ball down at the 14-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers on the Trojan 14-yard line. That just fires these Tigers up here. Now you can just see that happening. So Robinson, 33, as one of the split backs this time for the Tigers. Here's 40. He tried to cut it upfield, but Loesch with a good low tackle again in there for UDA. Number 40 is Burris, and Burris was buried by Matt Loesch that time quickly. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. Boy, nice play that time by Matt Loesch. Matt's a senior here at UDA, and he's been a good ball player for the Trojans here this year and last year. And good athlete. So Walchuk will set him up on a 2nd down and a little more than 10. Hand off to the second man through. The ball is loose in there, and let's see who has it. I think they're going to mark it that the Trojans have it, but we're going to wait for an official word on that. It is. Trojans recover the football on their own 13-yard line, I believe it was. I'm not sure who the heck recovered it. But at any rate, the ball will be spotted at about the 13-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10, UDA. Good job. Green looking him over, calling the signals out there. 63 is Alec Peters. He's the center on the ball club. He'll snap it back there, and they'll give it either to well, let's see who's going to get. It's going to be Twee Eddy, and Eddy tries the left side. He's got a couple of yards out to about the 16 or 17-yard line, picking up about, well, a long 3 or maybe 4 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down and 6. Timeout called by the official. An official timeout. We have an equipment problem over here with one of the Tigers, I believe it was. Yeah, he had to go out and get a different helmet, so now he's okay. And the Trojans will get a chance to huddle up again here now. It's 2nd down and a long 6, probably 7. Clark as the fullback, Eddy the running back there for UDA. Green hands it off to Clark. Clark over this side. Clark again. Oh, he had one guy to get away from, and that Burris came up and made the stop on him. But Joe Clark was ready to gallop ahead again there for some good yardage until that Burris come in there and made the stop on him. Ball is out to the 28. well, 27.5 yard line, whatever you call that. Somewhere in between the 28 and 27. So I guess they'll call that the 27. 1st and 10, UDA. 5:50 left here in the first quarter. Handoff this time is to Eddie. Eddie heads up the left side that time, and he's going to get a couple of yards out to the 30. Tweed needs just a little more blocking out there. He can speed. He has the speed to take off up there, but he just is not quite getting a hole right at the line of scrimmage. So it's a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Trojans able to grind them out tonight. And let's see what he does with this one. Handoff this time is to Loesch. Matt Loesch driving it out over the 35, maybe got to the 36-yard line. Picking up about 4 more. Or more than that. And that's going to be picked up about 5, I guess. It'd be 3rd and 1. Good drive by Loesch. Trojans using some changeable backs in there tonight, and it seems to be working pretty well. Matt Loesch lines up at the fullback spot. Eddie behind him. Eddie's got the call, and this time he's going to try to go up the middle, but not much on that one. Not enough for the first down, as a matter of fact. It's going to bring up a 4th down for UDA, as Twee ran into a wall that time and was stopped almost immediately. So it'll bring up 4th down, and the Trojans will apparently punt that ball away as another squad comes into the ball game. And particularly, let's see, who's going to punt it? Joe Clark, I guess. It's 4th and 1, and no, it'll be Jeffries back to punt. Jeffries has hung some nice high punts last couple of ball games, and Trojans had gotten some pretty good coverage on it. So let's see what they do this time. The snapper has been good all season. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe they took a little bit too much time. The dead ball, too much time with setting up that Trojans might have wanted to try to call the Tigers offsides. I'm not exactly sure on a punting situation whether that would be the case, but at any rate, marks him back 5 yards, and he'll be punting now from back around his own 22, 23 yard line. 3:49 left in the quarter. And Jeffries is ready. Good snap. Not much of a rush. A nice spiraling kick taken out here at the 35-yard line. On his feet yet at the 40, at the 45, and they look out. Down the sideline he goes, and finally tackled over there by Twee Eddie, I think. No, by Jeffries, the punter, knocking him out of bounds over there. But a nice run back by that young Tiger. And he's got the ball in Trojan territory now at the UDA 47. Or 37, check it, 37-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. So the ball hardly moved at all on that exchange. I think the net difference is about 2 yards. But anyway, Walchuk will get an extra ball player in here then, and here will be calling the signals from the UDA 37. See what they do with this one. Hand off to the fullback, and he gets a couple of yards across the 35 to the 33-yard line, picking up about 3 or so on the play. It is 2nd and 7. They spot the ball at the Trojan 34-yard line. 3 in the backfield this time. And 40 Burris, and boy, he doesn't get much out of that. As Burris was hit almost immediately. Looked like maybe it was Zach the Ripper Smeltz in there to knock him down. Not much on that one. No gain at all. And it'll be 3rd down and 7.
I saw him standing up there, but I thought he was going to like sidestep him and come across the middle.
So looking at 3rd and 7. They split the backfield this time on a passing situation. Quarterback looking to fire. Fires one down the middle. It is incomplete. Almost picked off in there by number 18, and that's that Robbie Motter. Robbie almost had an INT that time. It was close, but no cigar. And so the Trojans will, or the Tigers will look at a fourth down situation now, 4th and 7. Well, they're going to punt one here now. Trojans will want to get this run out of here if they can. Here's the kick. High, spiraling kick. Taken at the 10, at the 15, and up to the 17-yard line goes Markle with it before he is stopped out there. And the Trojans will put it in play. 1st and 10 on their own 18. 16 seconds remaining here in the opening period of this one. Clark in as the fullback, Tweedy behind him, Stephen Green the QB. Green will hand it off to Clark. Clark over the right side or left side again. Bursts out here to around the 25-yard line. A nice gain for Jolton Joe there. Picking up 7 yards or so in the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3 now for UDA. 2nd and 3. Okay. Trojans on a 2nd down and 3. Green handing it off to Eddie. Eddie around the left side, and Eddie gets 1st down and plenty more all the way out to the 39 or 40-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like just a little bit short of the 40 at the 39. So a nice run by Tweedy that time, pushing his way along over on that left side. And Loesch will check into the ball game now as Joe Clark checking out in there for UD. First and 10 UD. Green handing it off. Over the left side goes Loesch. Matt Loesch with a nice burst of speed all the way down to the 45-yard line of the Tigers, where it'll be 1st and 10 UDA. Nice gain on that play by that Matt Loesch. Trojans really looking fine against these Tigers tonight here. And boy, the fellas need a game like this, that's for sure. EJ calls timeout. So we've got 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Trojans leading 7-0. They have the football. It'll be 1st and 10 on the Tiger 45-yard line when we come back. Okay, 1st and 10 now for UDA. 1:12 remaining in the quarter, in the first quarter. Loesch, or rather Green to throw. Passes one over this way. It is going to be nearly intercepted. Intended either for Markle, who was deep, or Jeffries, who was the up guy. So I'm not exactly sure who it was for, but the closest man to the ball was that Tiger, and thank goodness he did not pick that one off. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Trojans haven't thrown much tonight. They had that one interception, and now we'll see what they do on this one. It's a 2nd down and 10. Ooh, the ball might have been dribbled once there. I'm not sure. Loesch looked like he might have bounced that up to him. I'm not certain about that. At any rate, it is 3rd down and 10 now for UDA. Freeze flank out on the near side of the field for UDA. Green looking to throw. Gets a pretty good rush now. Look out. Now he'll fire one downfield. It is incomplete. Intended for number 36 out there for that's Todd Culva, but kind of overthrown as Stephen Green heard that throw in the grasp of one of the Tigers, and so timeout will be called for an injury here. We got a Tiger down out here now, and timeout called. Hey, the Trojans now will punt this ball away as the Trojans look at a 4th and 10. So Jason Jeffries back to punt it away.
Not like literally throw them up, but
good snap. And nice punt going over on the side over there. Takes a good UDA roll and will go all the way down to the 3-yard line. Wow. Good coverage that time as Alec Peters, I think it was, rushed all the way down there to touch that ball down on the 3-yard line of the Tigers. So it'll be 1st and 10 EJ on their own 3. 11 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Then they're going to go to the other end of the field here. But Tigers will put it in play there. 1st and 10. Nice kick by Jeffries. Good UDA coverage. 40 in air is Drew Barter. 59 long ends. The handoff this time, it goes up the middle, and wow, he didn't get much out of that. And with that play, the first quarter came to an end. I think Drew Mace made that stop right there, number 61, a big guy jogging over this way. And so at the end of one period, it is the Trojan 7 and the Tigers 0. Okay, the second period about ready to get underway now as EJ returns to the field. They'll be heading south here at the ballpark. They'll be starting out from just shy of the Trojan 4, or of the Tiger 4-yard line, I mean. 2nd down and 9. There was a gain of 1 on the last play. So Tigers will be heading left to right here. And that's Walchuk, the quarterback. Walchuk looking to throw. Dumps one over the middle. It is complete out here to 88. He gets away from some Trojans. And we've got a speedster out here chasing him down, but I don't believe he's going to catch him. Let's see. Yes, he did. Oh, Markle, I think it was. And he was one of the only boys out there that could have caught him. Wow. Austin Markle making the stop on Howell, who took that pass over the middle and went all the way down to the Trojan 7-yard line. Or 8-yard line. Wow. Heck of a pass play that time from that Walchuk to number 88 Howell, and Howell went howling down the field that time, and only the speed of Austin Markle, who never gave up on the pursuit, could capture him down at around the 8-yard line. So it is 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Deepest penetration of the ball game for the Tigers. Walchuk hands it off up the middle with it, goes 35, drives it down to about the 3. So it'll be 2nd down and goal. 2nd and goal from the UDA 3-yard line, and timeout called by the official timeout. Anthony Hoover, the young fellow, shaken up on that last play, but he looks like he's going to be okay. I think he might have got popped in the gut. Might have got the wind knocked out of him. 2nd and goal from the 4 now for EJ. Walchuk hands it off 35 again. He gets down to about the 2. 3rd and goal for UD. Eddie in there in a stop among others. 3rd and goal from the 2. We have to have the Ripper dig in here along with Drew Mace. And timeout, hold everything. Timeout called by EJ. 10:21 remaining here in the first half of the ball game. Trojans lead by that scant 7-0 score. EJ trying like heck to change that. And they'll get 2 more shots at it as they're looking at a 3rd and goal, this time from the 2 after this timeout. This time they use the split backs. Willow back there along with Gessner. Gessner on the left side. Willow number 35 on this side behind Walchuk. Walchuk hands it to Willow. Fumble on the play. Trojans have it. Matt Loesch covering the ball at the 4-yard line for UDA. So the Trojans, leading a pretty much charmed life here tonight for a change, get the breaks in this ball game as they recover that fumble at their own 4-yard line. And it'll be the Trojans taking over 96 yards away from pay dirt. 10:16 remaining here in the first half of the ball game. So good job that time of the Trojans knocking that ball loose, and let's see if we can get out of here now. Green, the quarterback. Steven pitches it back over here. Loesch right on the right side, and he's tripped up out there. Gets out to the 5, and that's all he could gain out of that one as he fell forward after he was tripped up there. It'll bring up second down and along 8. Yep, 2nd and 9. Sting about on the 5-yard line of UDA on his 2nd down and 9 play. Green hands it to the second man through. It's going to be Loesch. Loesch upfield with it, all the way driving out here to about the 20-yard line. A heck of a run. There's about 4 or 5 Tigers hanging on him, but Matt Loesch with a good run that time up to the 22-yard line almost. And that gets the Trojans out of some deep trouble there. And we'll bring up a 1st and 10. Nice run that time by that Matt Loesch. Markle flanks on the near side. Joe Clark in there with Twietti behind Green this time for UDA. Handoff is to Clark. Clark over the right side. And Clark still driving for nearly a 1st down. Heck of a drive by Joe Clark. Excellent drive by Joe that time as he drove the ball all the way out here to the 29 or make it the 31-yard line. 2nd down and 1 yard. Joe picking up 9 on that try that time. Second down 1. Clark, or rather Eddie with more than one. Twee all the way out across the 40 to the 42-yard line, or maybe 43. Twee with a good run that time. Way to go, Twee Eddie. Good run that time all the way out to the 42-yard line. It'll another 1st down for UDA. And the Trojans on the prowl here now. Eddie remains in there as the tailback behind Joe Clark, the fullback. And hold everything, somebody offside. Trojans called for a offsides on the last play. Cost them 5, so it'll make it 1st and 15. Markle flanks out on the near side of the field. Klauser at the top of your screen. Handoff to Eddie, and Eddie takes it back to around the original line of scrimmage. And so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Ball's at 42-yard line of UDA. 2nd and 10. All right, so we have a 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. Green wants to throw. Lost the handle on it. The ball is on the ground, but it's recovered by the Trojans. I think Peters might have fallen on it. Yeah, Alec Peters recovering that fumble. Green, as he started back there, he ran into a couple of his own players kind of dropping back for pass protection, and I think the Trojans actually knocked the ball loose. And so it's a loss of almost 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 14. Okay, so let's see what the Trojans can do now on a 3rd and about 14 almost. See if Green can get a good pass off here. He's dropping back to throw. He's looking, has pretty good protection. Now he's going to run with it, fires it down the side over here. It is caught by Markle at the 38-yard line of the Tigers. Nice throw that time by that Stephen Green, and a great catch by Austin Markle. Way to go, boys. All right, excellent play that time by UDA. Boy, Green had some good time that time to throw that ball. Had a scramble to his left end, but threw it on the fly and hit Markle with it nicely. Ball is on the 38-yard line of East Juniata, and the Trojans will put it in play right there. Loesch lines up at the fullback spot. Second man through there is Eddie, and Twee Eddie down to the 35-yard line, picking up about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 7 for UD. 6 minutes, 5 seconds remaining here in the first half, and the clock moving on downward. Clark will come in to replace Loesch for UDA. Trojan line 61 is Mace. 71 Justin Hunsberger. And hold everything now. We've got time called by the Tigers. Timeout, Tigers. Okay. Timeout is over. Second down, 7 for UD. Up the middle with it goes Clark, and good stop in there by number 35, and that's that Willow. And he made a good stop for the Tigers. Otherwise, Joe was ready to put it in high gear, and Willow come in and knocked him down low and made a good stop on him. A gain of a yard on the play to be 3rd down and 6. No. Okay, here we go. Single man set on this 3rd and 7 for UD. Green rolling right, looking, firing downfield. It is incomplete. Intended for Loesch down there, but goes as an incompletion, and will bring up a 4th down. So Trojans have played very well defensively. The offense kind of sputtering a little bit here at the moment as they bring up a 4th and 6. So the Trojans will be, I guess, let's see, are we going to go for it? Probably should. We've been holding the Tigers very well. In fact, the ball's only on the 34-yard line, so it'll be a big play for the Tigers, or rather for the Trojans, as we're looking at a 4th down and 6. It's Eddie, the only set in the backfield. He'll be blocking for a pass over the middle. It is complete to Loesch, and Loesch breaks away and gets a 1st down. Matt Loesch with a good second effort there as he was hit initially. Then he broke ahead and lumbered down to the 25-yard line, or right at the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. So a big 4th and 6 play, and Matt Loesch doing a job out there for UDA, picking up the 1st down. Good job. In the eye this time again. They go with Clark as the fullback. Clark has the handoff. Clark trying to spin it on this, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. It goes all the way. No! Just couldn't quite get in there. So Joe tripped up inside the 5-yard line, staggered ahead as far as he could, and Joe might have injured himself a little bit there. Might have got a thigh injury or something. It's hard to tell because he really extended himself. He got all the way down to the 2, and that's where Joe touched her down, and UDA now will try to get their 14th point on the board. Let's see if they, or their 13th rather. Handoff, Clark with it again. Clark in for 6, I think. Oh yeah, they threw him back, but he was in there. And Joe struggling out there with that injury. Here he comes off, but he was determined to get in there, and I'm glad to see Coach give him that opportunity to score that. Looks like he got popped in the, maybe the lower gut or the upper thigh, whatever. But Joe, with a good effort that time, gives the Trojans the 13th point of the evening, and that sends Markle back in there to kick the extra point out of the hold of Stephen Green. Motter coming into the ball game for UDA. Let's see if they can do this. And wait a minute. Timeout called by the Trojans. All right, now the Trojans are set to attempt this extra point. Would give them their 14th point if we can get this one in here. Let's see what happens. Markle will kick out of the hold of Green. Snaps down, placements down, kick is up, looks good from here. It is good. Oh, flag on the play. Hold everything. Hold the phone. Penalty flag on the play. Let's see if it's against. No, it's illegal procedure against UD. So we're going to have Austin try that one from 5 yards back. Or maybe the Trojans say Bloney on it will go for 2. We'll see in a moment here. Kick is a line drive kick, but it was good. But the penalty nullifies the kick. So they'll place the ball back at the 7-yard line and try it again. Or 8-yard line. 8-yard line, rather. And they'll try it again. Well, let's see if he can try this one. It'll be a 25-yard attempt, actually. He'll be kicking from the 15. Placement's down. It's good. Kick is up. Kick is off. to the right. No good. No good. So Trojans have a 13-0 lead over the Tigers here, and they'll be coming back to kick off here in just a moment. Looks to me like Austin Markle getting set to kick the ball off here for UDA following that second touchdown of the ball game. Here's Austin's kick. It is right down the middle, and he's going to take it out here at about the 12 or so. All the way up the middle he goes with it before he's gang tackled from behind by a number of Trojans. Getting off the bottom down there, that number 81. That's a Jeffries also, I believe. And 67 also Eric Sims in there on the stop. So there's a penalty flag on the play, however, and it looks as though it'll be marked off against Juniata as they are backing up. They're going to take the ball all the way down to the 19-yard line where EJ will put it in play, 1st and 10. They'll have 3 minutes and 59 seconds remaining here in the first half of our ball game. Trojans looking darn good tonight against these Tigers. Walchuk will look him over, and he has two flankers out on the far side of the field. Handoff, however, is to that number 40, and boy, is he rambling all the way out here before he's tackled by Barter along with Booth, I think, or no, Markle. So nice scamper that time by that Burris. I mean, that's not who I said, I don't believe, but anyway, Burris bringing it out to the 31-yard line where it is a first down for the Tigers. 1st and 10, East Juniata. Little confusion in that backfield now for the Tigers, but Walchuk is going to be forced to eat this one as coming in there to stop him, number 63 Peters and number 61 Mace for UDA combining on that stop. Good defensive play by the boys tonight. It's a loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball is back at the 29-yard line of the Tigers. 3:08 left here in the half. Walchuk over center for the Tigers. Pitch is back over this way. Little reverse. This is Willow. Willow's got him in the backfield as 59 comes up there. That's at Langens. And Langens along with let's see who that, Drew Mace, making a good stop for UDA. Oh, okay, here we go now on a 3rd down and about 17. Walchuk passing. Oh man, is he hit? And the ball, he hung on to the football, but man, did he get smacked back there as Hunsberger that time coming in there. Justin Hunsberger and some other Trojans coming in there to make a big hit on Walchuk that time, and that is going to bring up a 4th down and real long. The ball now down at the 19-yard line of EJ. 2 minutes, 5 seconds, and the clock continues to move now as EJ goes into punt formation. So the Trojans will have some time to work with this football after they get it back here, providing nothing strange happens. A nice snap from the center. And the kick not very long at all. As a matter of fact, pretty darn short. It bounces once, takes a UDA. I'll tell you, everything is going Trojan way tonight as it took a UDA bounce down to the 39-yard line of the Tigers. So the Trojans will take over there with 1 minute and 42 seconds remaining here in the first half of the football game. The Trojans owning a 13-0 lead. So we'll see if we can't put something else on here just for the heck of it. As I had said earlier, Trojans only scoring 7 points in 2 ball games, now have 13 points in this one, and we're only at halftime, and they can try for some more. Nice screen pass over here to Markle. Markle gets some running room upfield and dives down to the 20-yard line. They'll mark him at the 19-yard line. Nice first down play by the Trojans, moving the sticks down to the 19-yard line, or to the 19-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. He responds. Okay, anyway, here's a Green will fire this and hang on. Okay, here is handoff coming around this side is Twee Eddie. Eddie now gets some running room, and the ball popped loose after he hit the ground, but nothing doing on that. So it'll be a 3rd down play here, 3rd down and about 7. Here's Markle going around the right side, in for a touchdown, as I was trying to get the camera working over in the booth, and just about missed that, but I don't think I did. But a nice play, and the Trojans did score and put 6 more, but there is a flag on the play, illegal procedure. So even though I might have missed it, it'll be coming back, and we'll do it again. All right. Okay, the Trojans looking at a 3rd and about 12 now. Back to pass goes Green. Fires one over the middle. It is incomplete. Jason Jeffries, the intended receiver, but just a little bit overthrown, perhaps, and Jason couldn't grab that one and haul it in. So it'll bring up 3rd down now. 44 seconds remaining here in the first half. 44 ticks remaining. 4th and 13, big play here. Trojans with 44 seconds remaining. One set in the backfield, they'll be passing. Back to pass goes Green, looking, fires one into the corner over here. It is caught for a touchdown. Right around the corner, Austin Markle gets 6. Where'd he get to? Oh, sorry about the pole in the way, folks. I don't design these booths, I just use them. And Austin Markle with a great catch that time for UDA. Getting himself 6 more points for the Trojans. And this one counts because there are no flags on the play. So, makes the score now 19-0 with 37 seconds remaining. And once again, we'll try an extra point here. And they're going to go for 2 this time because we missed the last one, so they'll try for 2. Markle split on the near side of the field on the extra point try. Green looking him over. Green dropping back, wants to throw, gets a lot of pressure, fires one over here to the it's no good. It bounced in front of Calva, and Todd picked it up off the ground. So the extra point is not successful, but the Trojans lead 19-0. We'll be back with a Trojan kickoff. 37 seconds remaining here in the first half of play in just a moment. Score with 37 seconds remaining in the half. Austin Markle set to kick off again for UDA following their 3rd touchdown of the ball game. And here comes Austin's kick. Low line drive kick taken here at the 15 and fallen upon at the 16. And so it'll be put in play there by the Tigers with 33 seconds left here in the first half of the ball game. 33 seconds remaining. Tigers on a 1st and 10. Walchuk handing it off. Up the middle with it goes number 3, Gessner. And Gessner does not get much out of that, maybe a yard or 2. Clock continues to move on down here. Neither team has any timeouts remaining according to the scoreboard clock. So if the Tigers want to run another play, they're going to have to hurry. But it looks to me like they're going to just let this run out because clock down to 7 seconds. I think that's going to do it for the half. They'll never get the play off. So at the end of the first half of the ball game, it's UDA 19 and the Tigers nothing. So that's got the crowd pretty much riled up here tonight now as the boys playing good football here against this East Juniata ball club. So we'll be back with the second half in just a moment. Score at halftime once again, UDA 19 and the Tigers kick off to East Juniata. Trojans with that 19-0 lead would like to preserve this shutout and put a couple more points on the board just for the heck of it. So It'll be Markle teeing it up here to kick off for the Trojans as we get set to go. EJ has taken the field, and we're about ready for the second half. If it's anything like the first half, the Trojans are going to pick up their first win of the season, but we'll wait and play two halves. Williams Valley got stung last week over at Tri-Valley with a 20-0 lead at right next to halftime, and ended up losing that ball game. So we'll wait and see how the Trojans make out here. Now I think looks good so far. So far so good. Here's a kick. Nice kick down here, taken at the 16-yard line, and its ball comes loose, and the ball looks like it might be, let's see, well, it looks like it's going to be Upper Dauphin picking up the football. Looks like it might have been Robbie Motter, or Robbie Motter might have picked that one off. I'm not sure. But at any rate, the Trojans own the football already here in the opening going of the third quarter. They'll have the ball at the 29-yard line of the East Juniata Tigers. So this has got to be pretty much a fun game for these guys tonight so far. Loesch lines up as the single set in the backfield behind Stephen Green, who has quarterbacked the ball club successfully tonight. Green looks like he wants to throw. He's looking. Fires one over the middle. It's complete. Right there goes Jeffries, and Jeffries down to the 10, maybe the 9. A nice quick hitter over the middle almost to Jeffries, cutting in. And Jason able to take that down to the 9-yard line, where the Trojans already here in the second half have a first and goal situation. First and goal, UDA. This time they have Loesch in the backfield, along with the tailback back there is Tweedy. Handoff is to Eddie. Eddie around the left side over here, and he gets down to the 6 before number 35 Willow comes up and makes a stop on him. Looked like Eddie was going to be able to cut that one in there, but Willow coming up quickly and finished him off over here at the left hash mark. And we got a young fellow down here, and that's Willow, the guy that just made the stop. So we'll be back after this injury timeout. Well, Willow appears like he's going to be okay. Looks like he might have got a kick in the thigh or the calf, something like that, and they hurt like heck. And he's going to walk off, though, and I'll bet you he'll be back. Good ball player here for the East Juniata Tigers. So the Trojans now looking at a second down and goal from the 7-yard line. Again, Eddie and Loesch in the backfield behind. It's Loesch this time, and Matt's got about 2 to the 5. Not much more than that. Now it'll be third down and goal. So the Trojans want to bust one in here now, and they're about 2 games behind in scoring points. So we need to get something going here. Get 6 more. All right. Okay, here's Green from the 5. Handing it off over here to Eddie. Eddie around the left side, then touchdown. So Eddie goes in from 5 yards out, and he's got the 25th point for UDA. First touchdown of the season, I believe, for Eddie. And it comes with 10:29 remaining here in the third quarter. Trojans up now 25-0, and they will attempt the extra point. All right, let's see what we do as we go for 2. Green looking right over the middle. Fires one over the left side over here. It's incomplete. Intended out here for 36. That's Todd Culva. But the Trojans now run up a 25-0 score on those Tigers, and we'll be back with the Trojan kickoff in just a moment. Austin Markle set to kick off following the Trojans' 4th touchdown of the night. And here it comes. It's a nice kick all the way down here, taken at about the 10 to the 15, the 20, the 25, and boy, he is run into by a couple of Trojans out here. A nice stop made in there by 16 of the Trojans, and somebody else in there also with him, but that's at Mace Mark Mace, who is the junior varsity quarterback, making the stop in there for UDA on the special teams, kickoff teams. Mark playing out there for them and did a good job on that kickoff coverage. 1st and 10. Walshak handing it off. Number 3, Gessner has it, and he gets out to the 25-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. 2nd down for the Tigers. Ball just shy of the 25-yard line of EJ. Gessner hands this one off. Over this way comes number 12. And he's not going to do much with it at all as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that was about it. Hoover making the stop in there for UDA. Lost actually a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8. Ball now resting at the 24-yard line of EJ. Stay back here just a little bit this time on a 3rd and 8. Wolchak wants to throw, drops one over the far side. It is, well, wait a minute. Now, who caught it? They're going to say it was caught by the Tiger, number 80 out there, Schaefer, coming down. Both guys caught it and brought it down, so they give it to the offense, apparently. And that's a 1st down for the Tigers out at the Tiger 40, it's like the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers. So that was caught by, that ball couldn't be dropped. 2 people after it. 2 people caught it. They gave it to the 1. All right. 1st and 10. And this handoff is getting him maybe a yard as he runs into several Trojans in there. Joe Clark, one of those in on that stop that time, among others. Probably Zach the Ripper Smeltz in there too, I'm not sure. Almost had to be. They ran over Zach's position there. 2nd down and 8. Ball the 44-yard line of East Juniata. 8:13 and clock moving on down here, remaining in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, number 12 again, goes around the left side, and he's got a couple of yards out around the 48, 49-yard line of East Juniata. They'll spot it at the 49, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3. Ball right sitting on the 49-yard line of East Juniata. Big 3rd down play for EJ. Young fella, good, well, the quarterback kept it that time. I think one of his running backs might have fallen down there. You saw, kind of lost the footing out there. And the quarterback may have been forced to bring that out himself, and he did for the 1st down at the Trojan 44-yard line. So all of a sudden the Tigers getting some groundwork in here and moving the ball. Trojan defense have to knuckle down here a little bit. They're going to throw. Walchuk to throw. Fires one down this side. It is incomplete. Intended for number 88 Howell out there. But Markle, along with Jason Jeffries, that's who it was. Markle and Jeffries knocking that one down for UD. 2nd and 10. You're set to go on a 2nd and 10. 12 again with the ball. Hits the left side and gains maybe 3 or so on the play. Might pick up 4. We'll see. Takes it down to the 41-yard line of Upper Dauphin. Gain of a long 3 on the play. Or 4. Well, let's see. 1, 2, about 3. 3rd and 7. On a 2nd or 3rd and 7. Quarterback to throw, getting a rush, pushes a pass over this way, incomplete, intended for Howell, I guess. He's the only white shirt out there. And that'll bring up a 4th down, but some good pressure applied that time by about 3 or 4 Trojans, causing him to throw it before he was ready, perhaps, and brings up a 4th down and 6. or 7 rather. 4th and 7. And what would appear to be a punting situation for EJ, as number 2 goes back to punt for the Tigers. Good snap. High kick going to be taken down here. Well, let's see. I'm not sure what happened there, but anyway, the ball's down around the 20-yard line, but either markers or flags thrown. I'm not sure which. Could have been just marking the I think they were just marking the down of the football at the 20. So it'll be 1st and 10 UDA on their own 20-yard line. 6:11 left here in the 3rd period as Stephen Green trots into the ball game. And Green is a sophomore here at UDA, so plenty of football left in that young fellow's career here at Upper Dauphin. He has one set in the backfield. He'll pass a screen over this way to Markle. Markle with it. Markle, if he gets away. Okay. Markle off to the races. Can anyone catch him? He gives a stiff arm and is dragged down from behind. Oh, a nice effort there by Austin Markle. And I thought when he got going, look out. And Austin carrying it all the way down here to the 26-yard line of UDA. A great play that time on the screen to Austin Markle. And this is a scooter. Yep. And he can fly, and fortunately for the Tigers, number 24 cutting across on a diagonal happened to catch up with him. There's that 2-4 guy. All right, but a beautiful play and a 1st down for UDA. Here's Green setting him up, and he wants to throw. He's going to look for a screen again. It's this time to Culva, I think it was. Yeah, Todd Culva received that pass. Now, not a whole lot on that as the Tigers come up and cut that one off pretty quickly. Picked up a yard. It'll be 2nd and 8, or 2nd and 9. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Second man through there is Eddie, and Twee with the ball down to the 20-yard line, where he gets piled up there by a bunch of white shirts. Picked up about 5 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Eddie hurting a little bit, or had some equipment problem there. He finally got himself untangled. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 4. Eddie remains in there as the running back behind Joe Clark. Clark's had a good evening. Had over 100 yards in the first half. Here's Clark for some more. Clark spinning his way down, spinning and driving all the way down to the 11-yard line. Another fine run by Joe Clark. Peters out there leading the way for Joe that time as he picks up about 11 or something like that. And down to the 11-yard line, rather. And it will be 1st and 10 UDA. They can get a touchdown without a a 1st down without a touchdown, but we'd just go for the TD. The heck with the 1st down. Green hands it off to Twee Eddie, and Eddie down to the 5-yard line. Picked up just about 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3, or 2nd down and 5 for a touchdown. Clark's running real strongly tonight against these Tigers. It's been a good night for that Jolt and Joe Clark. Eddie in the lineup now behind the fullback, who is Matt Loesch. Matt's got the call. Matt tries to spin it over the side here, but it won't happen that time as the Tigers come up and close that one off pretty quickly. It'll be 3rd down and 7. No gain on the play. 3rd and 7 it remains. 3:05 left. We'll be inside of 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter when they get this play off. Marco will come out of the ball game for UD. He's had a heck of a good ball game tonight also, as have all these Trojans. Okay. It's Loesch again at the fullback spot with Eddie behind him. Handoff is pitch back rather, and look out. The fumble on the play. They pitched it back. The ball got tipped around. It was intended for Twee Eddie. but the pitch back from Green might have got tipped or whatever, or it just come kind of flopping back there. And the Tigers fell on it, so that'll end the threat for the moment anyway by the Trojans, as the Tigers will take over on their own 7-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 East Juniata. So one of the few mistakes that the Trojans have made in this ball game, and so far it's far from costing them, except that might have cost them a couple points there. But by gosh, Tigers with a long way to go now. Walchuk will line them up. Up the middle with it for nothing goes this young fella before he is hit in there by I think Zach the Ripper, getting off the bottom of that one over there, along with 64 Anthony Hoover, who is back into the ball game. Anthony, if you recall, went out shaken up a little bit in the first half of the ball game, late in the first half, but he's back in there, and that's good. 71 Hunsberger. Second and 10. Passing, throwing one over this way. Oh, incomplete. Intended for Huffman out here, but it goes as an incompletion and will bring up a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 now for the Tigers. They have not moved an inch since they got a hold of the football. Back to pass goes Walchuk, getting a big rush, and he is going to be swarmed under. Back there is coming in to make the stop on him, getting a big paw on him first was Hunsberger, and then helped out in there by several Trojans. But Hunsberger got a hand on him first that time and slowed him up for his buddies to come in there and finish him off. So it'll be 4th down now, loss of 2 on the play, and that'll be a punting situation for EJ, and they'll be punting from back in their own end zone. 2 will go back almost to the edge of the end zone. You see them back here. Snap is good, and the kick comes spiraling out here, where it's going to be taken on the fly here by Booth. Booth around the left side, and he'll put the head down and fire one in there, and he's going to get a flag on the play. Joe Booth coming back with that one. Pretty nice, or Thomas Booth. And let's see what the heck the call is here. Illegal hand on the back. And so Booth's return will be nullified somewhat. And the Trojans will put it in play from, well, let's see, back at the 33. And so it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Trojans on they're on the EJ 33-yard line. Loesch entering the ball game for UD. Jeffries and Loesch flank out on the far side of the field. The only set in the backfield is that Twee Eddy. Green may want to throw from this position. He does. He rolls back the pass. Flag on the play. Pass is complete, but there is a flag thrown back where holding sometime occurs. Jeffries was the receiver for UD, but I'm afraid this one's going to be coming back. Somebody grabbing there to protect Stephen Green and hung onto a jersey and got called for holding. The referee threw the flag almost immediately, as you could see. And so that's going to cost the Trojans a couple of more yards. Trojans running some neat offenses, but the flags holding them down here. 48-yard line now. Trojans going in reverse here momentarily. We're back at the Tiger 48. Inside of 50 seconds, 48, 47, 46, so forth. Remaining here in the 3rd quarter as they play right out in front of us. Green to throw, looking, sets up a screen, fires it down here to Eddy. Eddy with some blocking ahead of him. Eddy's got some good blocking, and he's finally tackled down here at around the 25, 26-yard line. They'll say he went out at the 26. Nice screen there to Twee Eddy. Eddy making some good yardage down the left side here. And it's close to the 1st down, but not quite. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Or 2nd and 3, rather. I'm looking at the 6 going the wrong way. 2nd down and 3 for UDA. Pass, screen on the right side. This time it's going to be complete to Markle. Markle on his feet at the 20-yard line and just goes out of bounds. And another flag laying down here. So here again, another good offensive play by the Trojans, but nullified by an infraction. So this one's going to come back also. Well, the Trojans are making this third quarter awfully long here, as we still have 20 seconds remaining now in the third. And another illegal hands on the back, pushing it back, whatever. So I'm not sure if did that take the place of clipping or what happened there? That call.
What's that?
The hand on the back, did that take the place of clipping? I mean, you hardly see a clip anymore. But no, okay. Illegal block in the back, whatever. All right, now it's a second down and 14 as the Trojans are trying to wear this part of the grass out in the field down here, I believe. Going back and forth on it. Green hands it off. Up the middle with it goes Eddie. Eddie driving it to the 32 as the buzzer goes to end the third quarter. So the Trojans are going to feel a whole lot better about this ball game tonight as a lead now with 1 quarter to play. It's 25-0 UDA. Okay, back to business now as the fourth quarter gets underway. It's a 3rd down and 9 for UDA. Green rolling back to pass, big pressure put on, but well, now that was a collision of 3 objects there. We had number 80 who stays down as Matt Loesch banged into him at about the same, or number 40 rather. That's Burris, and he is shaken up on the play as Loesch come crashing down there along with the football. And timeout called for the injury. It'll bring up 4th down and 9 for UDA. Well, Burris, the young fella being helped off the field over there, and he's got a leg problem that we hope is nothing serious for sure. Okay, here we go on a big 4th down play for the UDA offense now. As they're looking at 4th and 9, they have Jolt and Joe Clark as the one man in the backfield on this play. And a Green fires one down the field. It is incomplete, intended for Loesch, but EJ holds, and they'll take over now at the 33-yard line of East Juniata. It'll be 1st and 10 Tigers. 11:47 remaining in this ball game. And the Trojan defense goes back to work once again. Boy, they have been pretty darn tough tonight out there. Langens and Mace and Peters and Hunsberger across the front line in there for UDA. Pitch over in the far side. 12's got it. Tries to turn the corner. A flag is thrown. And he is thrown out of bounds as coming up there to make the stop on him is, well, a couple of Trojans. Clark with some help. I didn't catch the other guy in there to make the stop. But there is a flag on the play. The call is against the Tigers. There was no gain on the play, I don't believe. Or not much anyway, so we'll see what the Trojans elect to do with it. Well, they might have made a 4-yard gain on it because they're walking it back here now to around the 23 or 2-yard line. Let's see. Back to the 21-yard line it goes, where it'll be 1st and 20. Okay, here we go on a 1st and 20 now for the Tigers. Oh, wait a minute. 35 Willow over here was starting upfield about a snap and or about a count and a half before the snap. So that'll put them back 5 more and make it a 1st and 25 now. The Tigers a little discombobulated out here at the moment. Same quarterback, Walchuk, in there all night for the Tigers. The only difference I see in there is number 12, who entered the ball game and has done some running for the Tigers. Also, there's a number 5 in there now that I didn't have on my sheet earlier. Anyway, here's Walchuk with it on a 1st and 25. Willow in motion. Walchuk pushes it over here for Willow, and Willow tackled out here at about the 30-yard line, somewhere around the 30 or 25, something like that. Drew Barter coming up there making the stop for UDA. Gain of about whatever on the play. It'll bring up a second down and 18. And ball now resting at the 25-yard line of Upper Dauphin. Kestner lines up as a fullback. Willow in motion. Walchuk over the middle. He throws it, and intercepted by Robbie Motter. All right, Rob coming up there making the diving catch on that one. Intended out there for a Howell, but Robbie Motter making a fine interception here for UDA. There's Rob getting some congratulations from his friends. The ball will be given back to the Trojans on the Tiger 29-yard line. So Trojans again with an opportunity to add to this 25-0 score. 10 minutes 2 seconds remaining in the ball game. And Green will look him over here now as they get set on a 1st and 10. Second man through there is number 31, Booth. And Booth for a couple of yards down to the 27. Picked up 1 yard. And they spotted back at the 28, so he picked up a yard. Second down 9. Okay, following that last play, EJ calls timeout. We have 9:33 remaining here in the ball game. Trojans on top, 25-zip. Okay, from the eye go the Trojans. Second man through there is Booth, and Booth busting down there to about the 27-yard line. A gain of maybe only a yard or two. Thomas looks like he is ready to really scamper up there, but then he gets hit almost right away, but he had an opening there for a moment. Not much, but gain another yard or so. It'll be 3rd and 7. We'll flank out on the far side of the field on this 3rd and 7. Let's see if they go to Colin. He's back to pass. He's looking Colin's way. Well, now he's got some room out there. He spins one to Tweedy, but flag on the play back here where probably someone was holding to give Stephen a little bit more time. Hey, up there, holding. So they'll take him back, I guess, or will they? It'll bring up a 4th down. And, well, let's see. They're going to talk it over, and we'll let you know in a second here. Okay, the holding penalty put the ball back at the 44-yard line of the Tigers now. It'll be 3rd down, and the Trojans looking at one like the Tigers were just looking at here. It's 3rd and about 22 or so. Green looking to throw. Now he has time. Fires one downfield. It is complete. Did they call it or what? Yeah, they did. It is complete at the 24-yard line. Completed in there to, well, I'm not sure. Who caught that? Who caught that? Who caught it? Loesch. Okay, Matt Loesch. Loesch and Clouds are both over there. Matt Loesch caught that ball just as he went out of bounds or was pushed out of there. It brings up a 4th and 5 now, so the Trojans picking up about 16 or so on that play. Tweedy will check out of the ball game for UDA. And on a 4th down and 5, big one here for UDA. Trojan, 2 horses in the backfield as they have Clark and Loesch. Clark gets the call. Clark all the way down, and look out. Joe grabbed on from behind by number 80 Schaefer, or the Trojans would have had 6 more, and Joe would have been awfully happy. But he gets a good first down there now for the Trojans, and UDA has the ball at a 1st and goal situation from the 8-yard line. Nice run that time by Joe, and it hadn't been for Schaefer grabbing him by the shirt. Just by the shirt tail, and Joe would have been home free. All right. Booth lines up as the running back this time behind Clark, and Booth has the handoff. Booth will get it down to maybe the 7-yard line. Not much on that one, maybe a yard. Not too much that time. Be 2nd and goal. Basically nothing on the play. The ball still at the 9-yard line. So it'll be second goal and second and goal from the 9. No gain. We'll try it again. Uh-oh. Oh, this time Green has a little trouble with the snap and dropped the football. Luckily, he fell on it. And that'll bring up a third and goal now from the 13-yard line. So the Trojans kind of moving a little backwards here. Robbie Motter checking out of the ball game for UDA. Well, let's see what they can do now. Culva plays the tight end position on the left side of the line. Here's Green to throw. Fires one over there. Complete to Jeffries. A 13-yard touchdown pass from Green to Jason Jeffries. And the Trojans make it a 31-0 score now as a nice quick hitter there from Green to Jeffries. Way to go.
12, I said.
All right, flag called now as the Trojans have too many men on the field. And that'll cost them some yardage and make the extra point tries have been rather interesting tonight. We kicked the first one and it was beautiful. But since that time, we've had all kinds of problems with getting the people settled and all that kind of stuff. We're just not used to scoring that many touchdowns, I guess. Here's Green with a hold. Placement's down. Kick is up. Looks good from here. It is good. To Austin Markle. Truer as an arrow that time. Fires that one home for the Trojans and makes it a 32-0 lead now as Markle with a good extra point out of the hold of Stephen Green. So way to go, boys. Now, with 6.5 minutes remaining in the ball game, Trojans 32 and the Tigers nothing. Well, Austin Markle has her teed up here now for the Trojans as he gets to kick off once again tonight. Here comes his kick. It is right down the old middle, taken out here at the 15. To the 25 he goes, up to the 30 and across the 30 to the 32. Grabbed and tackled nicely in there by number 42, Mark Shostal, making a stop in there for UDA. And the ball will be placed at the 33-yard line of East Juniata. 6:24 remaining in the ball game. The Tigers with the I formation in the backfield. Handoff is to the fullback, and he is stopped after maybe one. Boy, the Trojans stacked him up nicely in there that time. Good stop. 61 in there for UDA. Along with some other guys. That's that Drew Mace making the stop in there for UD, and Drew's going to come out. Coach says, Drew, you can't keep hitting them that hard. They're going to get hurt. Nope, good job, Drew. And now we're looking at a 2nd down and 9, gain of 1 on that play. Quarterback is number 12 now. He'll fire one. It is incomplete. Wow. Ball popped up in the air, and Trojans almost had a chance to pull that one off, or pick that one off, but nothing doing. Leach was the intended receiver that time for the Tigers. That stops the clock with 5:43 left in the ball game. Okay, here we go now on a 3rd and 9. Quarterback firing. Fires one nicely over that way again. Leach, the intended receiver, but couldn't grab a hold of that one. Markle on the coverage for UD. And a penalty flag is thrown out here. Looks like maybe Drew Barter might have got tangled up with his man out here, and they threw a flag on him. Unsportsmanlike conduct is going to go against the Tigers. It was away from the camera view. I think Drew and the guy he was covering got kind of tangled up with each other down here, and the flag goes against the Tigers. So that'll back them up. An unsportsmanlike 15-yard penalty, which takes the ball all the way back to the 20-yard line. 5 minutes, 38 seconds remaining here in the ball game. It's going to be 4th down and about 22. Number 2. We'll go back and punt this one out of here for the Tigers. Let's see what kind. Now, wait a minute. Now we got some more problems here. It's an illegal substitution against them, so they'll go back 5 more. East Juniata draws 1 more penalty here. They're going to have to pay to get back into the ball game, into the ball field. Okay, now they're back to the 15-yard line. See if we can get a punt off from there.
Block it.
Good snap. And a kick. High but not deep. High but not deep at all. Again, another UD roll, or a lateral roll in this case. Goes out of bounds at the 37 or 6-yard line, wherever they're going to spot it. We'll see. Looks like the 37-yard line of the Trojans. Or rather of the Tigers. So it'll be 1st and 10, UDA. Trojans with a chance to get some more. 5.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Handoff is to Booth. And we got a new quarterback in there now. That's at Mark Mace, number 16, a junior varsity quarterback for UDA. As the Trojans send in some new blood out there now. See several of them. A couple of guys checking back out here now, including number 21, Kyle Stryker. No, he's going to check back in. All right. Eric Sims, 67, into that lineup. 64, the center out there now is that Anthony Hoover. So here's Mace. Mace handing it off. Booth tries to take off up the middle with it, but he is going to be dragged down here as he gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all. Blocking for number 60 out there, Kyle Wiest, into the ball game tonight. Number 60 for UDA. 50, Travis Wiest, also in there now. No gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
That's what's his name?
Matthew Harmon, number 20, will flank out on the far side of the field for UDA. From the eye goes Mace with him. Mace looking to run it. He tucks it away, runs it upfield here, and Mark Mace with some good running room. Gives a good stiff arm and gets it down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down the way it looks. Yep, they say it is. So a nice play by that Mark Mace that time. Taking off with that, faking it out there on a 3rd down and 10. And Mace picking up enough for the 1st down and then some. 3:54 remaining in the ball game. The clock continues to move on down here now. 32-0 score. Colby Laudenschlager, a flanker over there on the far side of the field for UDA. Mace hands it off to Booth. Booth hits the line and then drags it ahead for a couple of yards. He'll take it inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Clock down to 3:20 remaining here in the half, as Laudenschlager will check out of the ball game. Using a lot of guys in there now that we saw down at Millersburg when the junior varsity, or here I should say, when junior varsity defeated the Millersburg junior varsity on Monday night. Mace hands it to Booth again. Booth trying the right side this time. Now he's got some running room all the way down inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. A nice run by Thomas Booth, and he booted it right on down there inside the 5 for a 1st and goal. Nice run by Booth. Booth's going to be a good ball player here. He's just a young fella. Let's see. As a matter of fact, he's a sophomore, so he's got a couple of more years to prove himself here at UDA. He lines up in the backfield behind number 42, Marks Schostal. Handoff is to Booth again. Booth down to the 3 this time. Not much on that one, if anything. They'll mark it What about the line? Here's a penalty on the play against the Trojans. So this is going to cost this young ball club 5 yards and move them back. Seconds remaining here now, and the clock will count it on down as they set it up here. Hand off to Booth. Booth trying to get away. Got it about to the 4. Might have picked another yard, got himself another yard or so to the 9-yard line. A minute and a half remaining in the ball game right now. 2nd and goal. Well, let's see who's got it. He's got it. Mark kept it that time. That's why you didn't see him hand it off to anybody. He kept the ball. Got it down to the 6. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 6. Minute and 9 seconds. What's going to happen first? We run out of the clock, or we run it in for 6? Let's run it in for 6. Clock not stopping though as they send a play in here now. Inside of 1 minute to play. 55 seconds and so forth. Let's see if these guys can do it here now. It'd be great for them to score a touchdown in a varsity football game. They'll get plenty of chances later, but right now we need TD here. Here's Mace with it. Mace kept it, and he gets away from a couple of guys, but not enough, and that might have done it now as there's 35 seconds remaining and a 4th down and goal coming up here for the Trojans. So Mark was going to try to fake it around the left side that time, but the Tigers would have nothing to do with that. So they brings up a 4th down, 4th and goal, with 15 seconds remaining here in the ball game, and the Trojans look as though they're going to allow it just to run on down here. We got 7 seconds and 4 seconds, so that's going to do it. The Trojans have won the ball game and pick up their first win of the 2002 season, and we got to congratulate these guys. Let's get a shot of the clock quick. There you are. UDA finally 32 and the Tigers nothing. So a good football game here tonight against these East Juniata Tigers, who are not really a strong ball club by any means, but nevertheless the Trojans get a big victory here, and one that they really needed after getting thundered the first 2 ball games, and now they come back and put a good ball game together here tonight against East Juniata. So we'll look forward to the next ball game coming up next week when they travel over to Tri-Valley, and that will